Good morning students, welcome to today's learning. Today we are going to learn chapter 2 economics, the remaining topics. The only topic that we learn today is primary, secondary and tertiary sector in India. The performance of these three sectors in the share of the GDP. In our last class we learned two topics, that is sectors and their activities, and second one is comparing the sectors. Now comparing the sectors, we learned one important thing, that is GDP. How we find the GDP or what is GDP? GDP shows the economy of the country. Now how we find the GDP? That is the value of final goods and services that is produced within the country in a particular year. That is what we learned, and this is GDP is very important for your final examination point of view. Now today we come to today's topic. Now in today's topic, the side heading that they have given you is rising importance of the tertiary sector in production. Now when we speak about tertiary sector, it has grown than past years. Now what are the reasons for growing this growth in the tertiary sector? That is what we need to learn. Now before we go to those reasons, I will ask you just to observe the graph that is given. In your book also this graph is there, so you can look in your book for your more clearance. Now first we have been given, that is the share of GDP in the year 1971 and 72. That is we see that is primary sector, secondary sector and the tertiary sector. Here the primary sector gives more share in the GDP than secondary sector and the tertiary sector. Now shift has taken place, that is in 2011 and 12. After 40 years, when we see the economy of India, it is not the primary sector which gives more share for the GDP, it is the tertiary sector which gives more share for the GDP. Now how this change took place, that is what we need to know. What are the reasons for this shift, that the tertiary sector has grown more and it gives more share in the GDP than the agricultural sector. So the reasons for more share of GDP of the tertiary sector, first one is basic services. Okay, now what is this basic services? You remember this word, then you need to form your answers. When you speak about basic services, the services like hospital, educational institution, transport system, banking, insurance, all these services come under basic services. Now these services are provided to the people by the government. It is the responsibility of the government that they provide these basic services to the people. When these basic services are given to the people, automatically there is rise in the tertiary sector. When there is a rise in the tertiary sector, it adds to the GDP. Okay, this is the first reason, that is basic services. Second one, that is primary plus secondary sectors development. Okay, both primary and the secondary sector, when these both the sectors are development is there, it adds to the development of the tertiary sectors. Because of the growth in both the sectors, there is more services produced and this gives more growth to the tertiary sector. Development of primary and secondary sector is the second reason why the tertiary sector gives more share of the GDP. And third one is good income. Now when we speak about good income, automatically the standard of life changes. When any family they have a good income, they just don't live the normal flow of life. They will live a bit standard life. Now, when we speak about bit standard life, at the weekend they may go out for a dinner. Now, when they go out for a dinner, they demand the service of the restaurant. People, those who are working in the restaurant, they have to give their service. Therefore, it is another reason for the rise of the tertiary sector, good income. Now, not only that they go out for dinner, they will go out for shopping too, because they have a very good income that they can go for shopping. When they go to the shop, they demand the service of the people who are working in the shop. And more to say, when they have good income, they may plan to go out for a day outing. When they go for day outing, there also people need to give their services. So, automatically good income adds to the standard of living. When standard of living changes, there is more demand of service. When there is more demand of service, automatically there is a rise in the tertiary sector. And the fourth important point for the rising of the tertiary sector is new services. When we speak about new services, you have to keep in your mind, that is information communication technology. Now, this we call it as a new service because it was not there past 20 years before, it was not there. Now, around within 10 years, this sector has grown a vast and it provides services to many of the people. Therefore, this is considered as one of the new services. Now, these are the four reasons why the tertiary sector shares more GDP than the primary sector or the agricultural sector. The change has taken place because of these four reasons. First one is basic services, and second one is the development of primary sector and secondary sector. Third one is because of good income, and fourth one is new services that is created in these years. Recent years, this information communication technology provides more job opportunities for the people. Therefore, it becomes the fourth reason for the rise of tertiary sector in the Indian economy, or the more share of tertiary sector in the GDP in the economy of India. I hope this point is clear to you. Now, though we speak about the rise of tertiary sector, there is also, we cannot conclude that all the sectors have developed within these sectors. There are also other sectors which need development. For example, when we speak about, there are so many highly qualified, highly educated people are there, but they are not given the job opportunities. Whereas other way, when we speak about, there are many others who are giving their services in a small shop, or we can say people working in the transport, or people working in the shop helping. These people are not given full salary or employments because of they do not have other opportunities. They continue to give their services in these service, which they do not profit to the full, but still they continue because there is no other opportunities for them. Okay, now we need to conclude, that is the rising importance of tertiary sector in production. Why it is giving more production? Because of these four reasons. You know it already, you can learn it. Only remember these words, then you have to form your own answers. Okay, now in the same topic, we come to the second heading, that is where are most of the people employed? Now, we know it that the tertiary sector is giving more share of the GDP. Now, whether people are employed in the tertiary sector or in the primary sector or in the secondary sector, that is what we need to learn. Now, when we speak about this point, that is where are the most people are employed, there is one important thing that we need to learn is underemployment and disguised unemployment. Now, underemployment and disguised unemployment, to know this, we need to know the background of where the people are employed, whether change has taken place in the past years. So, here is another graph. Here also we see that the year 1972-73. Now, year 1972-73, 74% of the Indian population were employed in the agricultural sector or primary sector. 11% that is industrial sector or secondary sector, and 15% that is in the tertiary sector. Now, after 40 years, that is 2011 and 12, what is the percentage of the people or the population working in the primary sector? It is 49%, and in the industrial sector it is 24%, and in the tertiary sector it is 27%. Now, what we have to observe here? Here it is 74%. Of course, it is come down, that is 49%. But when we see that is primary sector and industry and tertiary sector, more populations are still employed in the agricultural sector, but the share of GDP is less. And comparing agriculture sector and industrial and tertiary sector, half of the population here and half of the population here, and the share of the GDP is from the tertiary sector. So, now what is our conclusion? All the population that is working in the agricultural sector, what is their contribution? Are they working? Why the GDP share from the primary sector is low? That is what we need to learn. Now, the share of the GDP from the primary sector is low because people are underemployed or experienced underemployment or disguised unemployment. Now, what is this underemployment or disguised unemployment? The people, all those who are employed in the agricultural sector, made to work less than their potential. When people are made to work less than their potential, then we call it underemployment or disguised unemployment. When we speak about they are made to work less than their potential, that means they are able to give more, but there are no opportunities. They work in that situation, they live in that situation because of underemployment or disguised unemployment. Here in your book there is an example given, that is a small farmer called Lakshmi. Now, she is having 2 hectares of land and she works in the field, and all the family members are also contributing for these 2 hectares of land, and they fully depend on the monsoon season and they plant the crops like pulses, and in the Rabi season they have no work because they fully depend on the monsoon season. So, what these family members are made to work less than their potential. Now, 2 of the members working in the field is enough for the produce that they get from the 2 hectares of land, but all these 5 are giving their service there because they have no other employment and there is no one who can employ these people. Therefore, I hope you understand what is underemployment or disguised unemployment. When people are made to work less than their potential, then it happens. Now, our conclusion is, in the agricultural sector, though more people are employed, more population are employed, it is they are giving their service less than their potential. If we take out these people from this sector, the production what they give out will be the same, it will not reduce. Only thing, it is because of the underemployment or disguised unemployment. Okay, now this we need to be sure, where are most of the people employed? It is most of the people are employed in the primary sector, though less people are employed in the tertiary sector, and it gives more share of the GDP, and there is increase in the secondary sector and the primary sector. When we speak about production, In the secondary sector, though they have increased their production to 9 times, but the employment that they have increased is only 3 times. And when we speak about tertiary sector, though they have increased their employment their production 14 times, but the job opportunities that they have created is only 5 times. Therefore, the industrial sector and the tertiary sector need to create more employment. Okay, now under this topic you need to know what is underemployment or disguised employment, when people are made to work less than their potential. Okay, now we go to the next topic, that is how to create more employment. Now we know it, tertiary sector and secondary sector, they have created employment, but then it has to be more than what they have done in the past years. Now to create more employment, what are some of the steps that can be taken? Now we have learned the example of the Lakshmi farmer. Now they are fully depending on the monsoon for their agriculture. Now if the government is good enough and if they offer Lakshmi a good amount of loan with less interest and helps Lakshmi for the irrigation system or help her to construct a well, then what will happen? They are able to cultivate 2 crops. During the Kharif season also they are able to cultivate, during the Rabi season also they are able to cultivate. When they are doing this, what will happen? They will have more production. When they have more production, it is more income. When more income is there, when they have work throughout the year, automatically more people can be employed. Then there will not be the issue of the underemployment or disguised unemployment. Now this is one. And second, when we speak about it, is when the irrigation facilities provided to the Lakshmi, what will happen? There will be more production. When more production is there, it demands more services, that transport system carrying this more production to the market or to the industry, whatever may be. So again there is a creating of more employment. And not only this, again when the farmer is given or the farmers in a whole, they are given more facilities like buying of seeds, buying of their farming equipments, fertilizers, pump set. When these are provided to the farmers with a less interest, what will happen? More and more production will be created by the farmers. When more and more productions are there, more and more services are created. When more and more services are created, already people get more employment. When more employment is there, then the sectors, share of sectors in the GDP increases. So it is very important that government takes these actions to help the farmers in these ways. Not only this, they can also set up in the rural, semi-rural areas, industries like opening of small factories or opening of cold storage, where these people can easily give their crops and where it can be easily stored up, and when it is good time for selling, they can sell and they can get more income. So it will also create automatically. When we speak about industries, more employment. When automatically when we speak about cold storage, again people are employed for that. So more jobs are created. And also there is a study done by Niti Aayog in our country. Now when we speak about Niti Aayog, they learned that the India's population between age 5 to 29 is more. When we speak about this population, among these only 52% of the population is going to school or attending the school, whereas rest of the population are employed in the child labours. When we speak about child labours, now if the government is good enough, they can create 20 lakh jobs in educational institution that these children can be educated. So again it is the another reason for creating more employment, more jobs. Also the Planning Commission has studied that more jobs can be created in the field of tourism. The tourism, there is more opportunities where more people can be given jobs and more employment can be created. Now all these steps, irrigation facilities or industries or cold storage or educational institutions, all Planning Commission are developing our tourism, all these will not take place within the night or within 1 day or 2 days. It needs long process and more of the people should be employed in these. Now in order to solve or create more employment, what did the government do? Government taken an action in the year 2005. Now what is this act that is introduced by the government to create more employment? That is throughout the India they have introduced this act, that is Manreka. When we speak about Manreka, the full form is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Now under this act, government promises the rural people who are able to work 100 days of work in a year. 100 days of work in a year they give to these people. When they give these people, then they are employed for 100 days, and other days of the year they may have other work which they can do and also earn for their income. Now in case if the government is not giving 100 days of work, then from the government side they are giving unemployment allowances for these people who are registered under this act, that is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. So more people are given employment only to create more employment. Okay students, for today's class these are the 3 points that we need to learn. Rising importance of tertiary sector in production. Under this you should know what are the reasons, 4 reasons. And second one is where are most people employed. Under this topic you should know these terms, that is underemployment and disguised unemployment. And last one is how to create more employment. Now there are some of the points that we learned with the example of Lakshmi farmer. And under this topic you should be very clear about Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act 2005. It is created with the intention to give more employment to the people. Thank you, and I ask you to read your book again and again and be clear of this point. Thank you.